What's a random fact you know that always blows people's minds? In space, metal objects can stick to each other without using any glue or welding. This phenomenon is called cold welding. Due to the lack of atmosphere and the oxide layer on the metal in a vacuum, when two clean metal objects touch each other, they can fuse as if they have become one. The grand staircase on the Titanic used linoleum flooring. We see it as cheap now, but it was a new and luxurious thing back then. Shaq hit almost 12,000 baskets in his career. Exactly one of them was a three-pointer. Did you know that sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins can? They can slow their heart rates and stay underwater for up to 40 minutes. 90% of the population on Earth lives in the northern hemisphere. If you go stand on any planet or moon of the solar system and look up, you'll see exactly the same night sky that we do from Earth. The same constellations and all. That's how unimaginably far away the stars are compared to the planets. But there is one exception. If you stand in Pluto and look up, Proxima Centauri appears to be a bit off compared with its position from the terrestrial sky. That's how inconceivably far Pluto is too. Lobsters are biologically immortal, meaning that they do not experience age-related deterioration. The only reason they die of natural causes as opposed to predation or fishing is because of a phenomenon known as the surface-to-area volume ratio. As an organism grows, its volume increases faster than its surface area. Eventually, the disparity is so great that there is no longer enough surface area for the amount of waste expulsion, nutrient absorption, and gas exchange required by the organism's volume, and it dies. So lobsters don't get old, they just get bigger until they reach a physical size limit, and then they die. There is one English word that is directly descended from ancient Egyptian Akka hieroglyphs, ebony. In hieroglyphs it's transcribed as HBNY. More French soldiers died during WW1 than American soldiers during the entire US military history, including both sides of the Civil War. The same can be said for Germany, Russia, and Austria-Hungary. Death from World War I, France. 1 MIF 3 if to 1 MIF 3 to 90 if Russian Empire. 1 MIF 7 to 2 if 4 if 3 to 69 from 1904 to 1920 German Empire. 1 MIF 7 to 33 7 to 2 MIF 30 Sefat Austria-Hungary. 1 MIF 2 to 1 MIF 4 4,200 American military deaths from 1,7 to 35 to 2,15. 1 MIF 3 to 4 6 to 64. That there is enough distance between the Earth and the Moon that you could fit every planet in our solar system between the two. That whole older taxonomies no longer makes sense thing is a gold mine. Like with trees. Oak trees are more closely related to daisies than they are to pine trees. So apparently a jellyfish mouth is also its anus. Humans have no sense to detect wetness. It's something we infer using other senses. This is why you sometimes can't tell if something like a towel is wet or just cold. The Kurgan from Highlander, the captain of the guard from The Shawshank Redemption, and Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants are all the same actor, Clancy Brown. The term hocus pocus likely originated as a way of ridiculing Roman Catholic priests who say this is my body hoc est corpus meum during the Eucharistic element of Mass. First Saturday Night Live host, George Carlin. Someday you will be exactly halfway between birth and death and you'll be unaware when it happens. I'm an ER provider. The two that always get shocked Pikachu faces are when I say that you can take Tylenol and Motrin at the same time, and that the height of the fever does not correlate with the severity of the illness. No, a 104F does not mean you have a worse infection than a 101F fever. Improperly packed pistachios will randomly burst into flame. There are roughly 1,400 species of bats on this planet. Of those, 3 are vampiric, and all confined to Central and South America. Of those, 1 prefers mammal blood. The other 2 tend toward avian. They will engage in shared meals too. If one goes without food for a night, others' family, or those who also engage in this altruism will regurgitate some of their blood meal for the one who lacks. Bats are just super neat little animal friends. It's weird that people are afraid of them. Small bats' microcharacter can detect objects as small as the width of a human hair, and can maneuver so well that they can turn 90 degrees within their own body length while flying at full speed. Though many people are aware of bats eating either insects or fruit, also blood, as indicated in the above, there are many bats with many diets, including fishing bats, who can detect the ripples of fish just under the surface of the water, fly down, and scoop their prey up with their back feet for a pescatarian snack.